Hello everyone, Luke Taylor here with another album review, and today's album is 2001 Muse Origin of Symmetry. Now there was one time in my life when this was my favorite album and I would not stop listening to it. So needless to say, at one time in my life I was a very big Muse fan. I'm probably not as much of a fan as I now as I was then, but that's not to say that they're not incredible and that they really helped me in my musical journey, because they did. And this album was the first album that I really, dove headfirst into Muse and became crazy about Matt Bellamy and his writing and all things Muse. So, if you don't know who Muse is, it's kind of hard to put them in the box, and that's kind of the point. They are a British three-piece band from Teignmouth, Devon, England, and I don't even know what to say. They do post-grunge, neo-progressive. They have this kind of alty flavor. They have this synthesized Euro pop flavor. They have this hard rock element. They have this kind of, I know Matt Bellamy's a huge fan of Tom Morello and Rage Against the Machine, so they do have like this kind of smashing heavy beat sometimes, and they have some really incredible classical arrangements as well. So Origin of Symmetry is their second album, and that showcases all that I just said perfectly. From the very beginning, from Newborn, I do believe Newborn is kind of a rearrangement of a Chopin piece, because Matt Bellamy is a classically trained pianist. He can do boogie woogie piano as well, but he really has that kind of classical sensibility. So right away, Newborn, when you hear the opening dreamy piano, and then you get that incredible kind of blues rock chromatic run in that's just Muse in a nutshell. You plug in Newborn, his crazy vibrato, his crazy falsetto, amazing voice. I think the thing about Origin of Symmetry, I'm kind of all over the board, but this is what I'm going to get to. Origin of Symmetry, that was the Muse that I really got into and that really inspired me, because they just felt so crazy. They were like this supernova of energy and just this incredible, uncontainable force of music where anything goes. And it's like they jammed songs out and they just wrote them on the fly, and they were so tight. They were almost like brothers the way they played. So the thing about this album is, if you want that crazy, like late, I think if you're like this is the band that you want to find in high school kind of band, this era, this album, the polish is not there. It's just energy and noise and incredible music. So I mean, if you really like the polished Muse and the radio friendly Muse, this is not the Muse for you. This is kind of a different incarnation. It almost reminds me of like early 80s U2, before Joshua Tree, like when they had a really raw sound and a lot of reverb and like total just energy. I think any band that kind of comes from that, post-punk, post-grunge kind of whatever that is, that they just have that. So this album in particular really sparked my interest in them. The song Space Dementia is so beautiful. Maybe that's the one that's based off the Chopin piece. Space Dementia, Bliss. Just the thing is, like the dreamy arpeggios that Muse is known for. In this incarnation of them, they are more dreamy. They're more soft. They're not so like stabby and digital and they're more dreamy. I just think the way that this album is produced and the way that this music is written, it's the most cohesive kind of piece of theirs. It's got all the polish and stuff. That said, I do really love the second law. Maybe I'll review the second law another time. But Origin of Symmetry just has some special magic that they've never captured again to me. Some rawness and some craziness. And also the song Citizen Erased has one of my favorite solos of all time. And it shows their progressive side. Citizen Erased is based off of the George Orwell masterpiece 1984. So when you think about the song in comparison to that, and also Muse has some of those bigger, more global themes, like Megalomania is about obviously about dictator and this kind of stuff. Like they have themes of space and science, and obviously the title, The Origin of Symmetry. What is the origin of symmetry? It kind of asks you a question. thoughts of, you know, consumerism and all these kinds of things. I just think that this band comes from an intelligent place, obviously, but when you listen to the music, it's just this raucous explosion of magic. So that said, I think if you don't know Muse and you kind of want to know this version of Muse, just listen to this version of Muse, and you're not going to find this ever again. I don't think this is a very special moment in time for them, and I think in music too. Before there was a whole kind of shift in like the mid 2000s where radio kind of took over rock. This is kind of like when rock could still really, when it could really be nasty and dirty and rock and just go crazy, and that was kind of cool. You know, a guy could have blue hair and smash guitars, and it wasn't like, you know, it was just a really kind of open environment for energy and fresh cultivation. And I am very appreciative of the place where Matt Bellamy has gone in progressing music and guitar and blending all the genres that he does. So that said, Origin of Symmetry is a very special version of that. And I will put a few links below for the official videos for this. So if you don't know the band and you can see the videos and hear the songs, it'll be really fun. It'll be really fun. So my rating, gold. Of course, the album cover's gold already. So thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe and stay notified. And I will see you later.